y'all can't hear me, let me know. I know I don't talk very loud, but we're basically not a party plan company. So if you've been in other network marketing companies where there's a huge hostess, program or whatnot, we actually don't offer that. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is that, you are your own, independent distributor, your own boss. So if you come up with some ideas and fun things that you want to do at your parties, by all means, don't reinvent the wheel. We basically want you to stick with what we're going to show you. But if there's a few things, or if you want to add an incentive here or there, door prizes or whatnot, you can do that. I don't recommend playing games. I'll be honest with you, and I'm sure as most of you are busy, you want to kind of get to the bottom line and get home, because everybody else is busy too, and they've got kids and whatnot, so they don't want to spend a lot of time doing parties. I don't. I know when I go to a party, I just kind of want to get to it. So if you've ever been to one like that where they're playing games and all that kind of stuff, it's like, I just want to go home. So try to keep to the basics. And what I want to show you today, for those of you who have not, hosted a party or had a party, you want to make sure you get the party pad. And everything that you need basically is in the My It Works store. So you want to have your shirt. If you don't have a shirt, don't feel like you can't go do a party. Just wear black and green and bling. Do not do a party because you feel like you don't have all the necessary tools. As long as you have the basic kit and you have a party pad, which you get all of that in your starter pack, you're ready to have a party. And of course, wraps. So you want to have your little tote bag, and we do have those in the My It Works store as well. But any kind of little tote bag, have your wraps. We have the new Fab wrap. Does everybody?
It's some over there.
Got the new Fab wrap is awesome. I love it. My husband couldn't wait to try it for the first time. And but if you don't have that yet, just use Saran wrap. That still works. So you just want to make sure you have the basics, have your wraps. We're not even measuring anymore, y'all. So what I do when I get to a party, you want to try to arrive about 15 minutes early, because we don't have a lot to set up. You don't have to take everything that you own. Okay, you want to show up at your party with just a little tote bag, ready to go. Be excited. Go in, set up your little display. I usually have, one thing I like to have is some before and afters. Hopefully you've got some, you've wrapped some people and you're taking your pictures. Have some pictures that you've taken so that you just lay it on the table, so y'all could look at this while you're waiting on your guests to arrive. Or you can have some printed off from Journey to Diamond. And I'm not sure.
Back office.
Your back office. There's tons of before and afters on there. So, have a little thing like that they can be looking at. And when you arrive, when your guests arrive, and hopefully you'll have someone else with you. And this is what I like to do. If I'm going to a party, try to enlist one of your new distributors to go with you. So this will be a great training opportunity for them, and get them to help you to welcome the guests along with your hostess. Get her involved, because you know what? Hopefully your hostess might turn into a distributor. So if you can show her how easy this is to do, then, and especially when she sees all the cash coming in, then she's going to be like, wow, this could all be my cash, So your basics of what you're going to need are a money jar. You want to make sure you have that, because you want people to see the money. So, and a sign-in sheet. So when your guests first arrive, you're going to have your hostess to greet them, take them in to the sign-in sheet, and to pay. All right? So that you can get all that taken care of. You're going to be back in the bathroom with your wraps and whatever you need back there to do your wrapping. Some people do their catalogs. They have their catalogs back there and order forms. I think Melody has done that in the past, so that she can direct them when they're wrapping or getting unwrapped to go ahead and sign up as a loyal customer. That's one way to do it. So there's several different ways to do a party, and I'm just going to kind of talk about one or two today, the basics. But when they come in, they've paid their money, they've signed in the sign-in sheet, because you want to make sure you get their information. Because if your hostess is not a distributor, she's not gonna worry about following up with the people, the guest. You know, that's gonna be your responsibility. You're gonna wanna make sure you leave with their names, phone numbers, and emails, or however to get in touch with them. Because otherwise, you know, if she's a distributor, then that's good. Then you let her keep the sign-in sheet. She'll be able to follow up with her friends. And that'll be better anyway, because, you know, you don't want to kind of call on somebody else's distributors. But so that's a good thing, to make sure that you leave with names and phone numbers of everybody that you wrapped and the results, so that you can follow up with them in a few days. And I always tell people, I'm going to probably call you in a day or two and just check on you and see, you know, how the wrap worked for you. Is that okay? And most people are like, sure. You know, they want you to do that. So, you get your hostess to help you with this, and hopefully, like I said, a distributor that you can train in the process. But once they come in, we'll take, you know, go to the bathroom, wrap them, take a before and after picture. This is really important, y'all. Use their phone. You know, if they don't have a phone, you can use yours. And I also try to, some people are going to be like, oh, do you have to take a picture? Or I don't want to take a picture. I encourage, and honestly, I try not to even give them a choice. I'm like, no, you have to have a picture. Because you want them to walk out of there with something in their hand that shows their results. And I'll tell them, your results are progressive. You're going to want to take pictures every day for 72 hours and compare your results. So if you don't do that, you're losing a lot, I think, of sales, because a lot of times people will say, oh, well, it didn't work. You know, and especially if you didn't measure them. But if they have a picture in their hand and they can see the visible before and after, if you don't already have a pic collage app on your phone, you know, I would suggest getting one of those so that you can make before and afters for them and side by side. Because sometimes even when you look at the picture and then you have to fast forward through 3 or 4 other bellies and you show them the after, it's kind of like losing it a little bit. So if you can enlist your distributor that's helping you, hopefully, or your hostess, to do your collages for you at the party, I mean, I think your sales go up too, because you can show them right there, this is your before and after. In 45 minutes, this is how much you lost. So,
do you use pick stitch?
Yeah, that one
pick
too.
stitch, pick collage,
Okay,
pick stitch,
okay.
and there's probably others, but those are some basics that I use. And I love to do that right at the party, because you've got that on their phone, you know, or your phone, and then you can text them the picture afterwards. I've done that, so that they've got it right away. So they're wrapped. Everybody's back in the living room or the kitchen, wherever's going to be an intimate setting. And I like the kitchen table. I like to sit around the kitchen table, and I like to sit. You know, this is not my forte. I'm not a public speaker, okay? So I like to sit down, and even Pam Souter suggests that. So, or if you're in the living room and everybody's sitting around, pull up a chair and you sit too. Because I think it kind of takes the edge off of your customers, for one, because they don't feel like you're trying to sell them something. You're just sharing. You're just sharing products with them and an opportunity. So I really like to do that. So you're going to be sitting around, and then you're just going to pull out your party pad and just strictly go by this. And I used to go off on a tangent. Well, you know, let me tell you my story. Let me tell you this and that. But you really don't want to do that, because for one thing, you want to get in and out as quickly as possible. And they're not there for a health seminar. You know, you're not there to tell them about every disease that they can cure by taking our products, which is pretty much every disease. And that's what you can tell them up front. I'm not here to give you a health seminar. I'm just here to share with you a couple of, our most exciting products. We have a lot more to offer, but I'm just going to go over the basics today. And if you have any questions afterwards, you can make sure you talk to them about it. But pretty much I just go strictly by this. If you need the notes, you can download those on your eSuites as well, and Journey to Diamond. So, I kind of just hold it like this, but some people read it like this. And if you can give everybody one at the party, that's good. If you can't, that's okay too. You know, they don't know really what you're supposed to say.
They can take them back. You take them
Yeah,
back
take
up.
them back if you give them out. And when you're giving it to them, say, if you don't mind, I want to get this back, afterwards. Because this is money, and I understand, it costs a little bit to do this, and you want to make sure you get your stuff back. But if you don't have it, it's okay too. All right? But basically,
$25.
yeah, 25 for
$25
each.
For 25.
Yeah, and you can get them a little bit cheaper than that when you buy them 100 at a time. So I just go through this. This is where you're going to do some product demos. So basically, I do the wrap pack. I have my defining gel out, so when I'm talking about the defining gel at this time, then I will let them sample the defining gel. Just pass it around and let them put a little bit on their hand or their chin. Okay, so that's introducing them to the wraps and the defining gel. And another little tip, if you're new, after you wrap the first time, keep your wrap. Wash it out in the sink and keep it so that way, let it dry out. That way you can have that to show at parties. So, or stick it in your purse. I keep one in my purse. If people stop me at Walmart or whatever, they're like, what is that? Does it really work? I can just whip it out of my purse. So, well, this is what it looks like. So, then when you're doing the skinny pack is when you're going to want to do the fat fighter demo. Has everybody seen that? It's pretty amazing. So if you have any questions about how to do the demos, y'all can get with your enroller this afternoon and we can help you with that. Or another little tip, my daughter uses the YouTube video of the fat fighter demo. So that's pretty quick. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not the most organized person. I can guarantee you that I've done this wrong, every which way of wrong. Or been unprepared, okay, and not had my oil for my fat fighter demo. Don't be afraid to ask the hostess, do you have oil? Do you have cooking oil? Try to tell her ahead of time what you need to have. But if you show up and, you don't have it, it's not a big deal, pull up that YouTube video. So I think Melody, one of her first parties, she didn't have order forms. It's okay. An ambassador came out of that party.
Sure did. Yeah. Tina Hatcliffe.
So
But that wasn't my fault. The girl I was doing that party for was supposed to have order forms, and she didn't. It wasn't my fault.
Just making it clear.
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're doing a party for a distributor, hopefully they'll have things set up. But if you're new and you're just getting started, these are your parties. Just have as much as you can there with you. Just a little note here, too, about the money jar. You definitely want to get your money up front because I have done a party where I left and I didn't get any of my money. Till I pulled out of the driveway, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get the money. So we worked it out. I called and we got it all taken care of. But so see, I've done it all. I've done this so many different ways. So I can tell you from experience some things to do and not to do. And I love this because this makes it so much easier than what we had to do 5 years ago. Oh my gosh. I think we went over every product, which I kind of like. I like learning about all these products, but sometimes people are not into that. They just kind of want to get wrapped and go home. They want to lose an inch or two and get on back home. So they don't realize that we have all this other good stuff. But they will. They will. Hopefully we're going to introduce them. Huh?
The product sheet. We can give them that.
Give them the product sheet, give them the catalog so that they can see that. But anyway, so that's when we do the Fat Fighter demo, and then when we introduce the IT Pack, that's when you're going to want to let them taste the greens. So I take the citrus and the berry because, I can't believe this, but there's some people that don't like the berry.
Oh, wow.
I'm shocked. I love the berry. Yeah. So the citrus is really good. If you can let them try that in pineapple juice, they're going to buy it almost every time.
Yep.
So definitely want to make up the citrus, and then you can take the berry, put it in water, let them try that. So most people that try that end up buying it, and I really focus on that a lot. And especially if they don't get good results with the wrap. You're going to want to tell them to buy the greens, get on that for a few weeks, and then wrap again. Put greens on their first order, wraps on their second order. That way you'll have better results with the wrap next time. So just go through that, and then you want to, at this point, after you finish with the product side, just kind of mention that a couple of people you know are interested in the business aspect of the company, and you're gonna just briefly go over that, if they don't mind. And then you just kind of start with the 3 steps to success. So, like I said, don't try to go over every single detail except for what's on here. Stick to this plan, because and you know what's so great about that too? Is that your guests are seeing how easy this is to do. You didn't have to memorize this huge, long, presentation, slideshow, and bring in a case of 2 or 3 cases of product. You've just got this little thing in your little tote bag. And I'm reading off of this, even though I know this pretty much by heart. I try to read it, because that way your guests are like, oh wow, I could do that. That's all she did was read that. I could totally do this. All you need is a
I
little
could do it
tote bag
better.
full of stuff.
I could do it better.
Exactly. Exactly. And definitely want to go over the monthly income. And this is where you can kind of put in a little bit about your personal testimony, where you're at with the company. I show them the magazine. I try to point out Melody and Blair McFarland, that's our upline, and just let them know that we're real people. They're real people, and that you're going to support them and help them no matter what, that we're a family. And that's what I really like to, make sure that everybody feels like that they're a part of the family with this. So make sure you go over this part right here. I think this is so important. You want to give them the choice. Don't be afraid to ask them, well, are you going to be a loyal customer or a distributor today? That was one of the hardest things I think that I had to overcome, was my fear of closing the sale. Does anybody else have an issue with that?
I used to. Better at it now.
I was scared to ask for the sale. I really was. And Melody is so good at this, because this is where she is in the back, and when you're re-measuring it, well, we don't measure anymore, re-wrapping everyone, showing them their results, this is where she says, so you're going to be one of those little customer things? Or you want to be a distributor? I think you'd be so good at selling this. You want to put a bug in their ear and be talking to them about it. I actually do that on the front end too. When I'm, putting the wrap on. You can say, if you know anybody who is looking to make extra money, this is an awesome business opportunity. You don't want to spend a lot of time wrapping them. Don't go off into, how this works, and because they're going to ask questions. That's a hard thing too, is to keep from trying to answer all those questions in the bathroom, because you will be there all day. You're just going to have to be bold with this, and if I can do this, y'all, anybody can, because I'm not a bold person. But I have learned, I've been doing this for 5 years, and my time is just as valuable as anybody else's. I want to get home to my kids too, and make some money. But I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just telling them, you'll be so good at this, especially if you know them. Be thinking about doing this, joining me. I think we need to focus a lot more on building our teams. You can sell wraps all day long and have parties all day long, but unless you're building a team and getting your distributors, you're missing out on the residual income. So, focus a little bit more on your distributors, and just be natural. You don't have to be a salesperson. I'm definitely not, but I try to encourage people, you know what, you could do this. I know if I can do this, you can do it. So that's just a little tip for me, but don't be afraid to ask them. At the end, when you're reading this, okay, it's your choice. Which one are you going to do today? You're going to be a loyal customer or a distributor? So, answer some questions.
Can I add something?
Mm-hmm.
So Melynda was talking about, you being the one to take their pictures and wrap them, and you do all that. You can experiment. Y'all try this or whatever. What I like to do now is that I take 2 or 3 different rolls of saran wrap, and I let them pair up and do each other, and let them take the pictures with their. I'm going to take or have these 2 working together, and they take each other's pictures with their own cameras. And let them put the wrap on. You might even have the hostess at the front of the room when you're talking about the wrap. Ask her if it's okay if you put a wrap on her, and let everybody see how easy it was to put a wrap on somebody, and then let them go do it. Mm-hmm. You can do that too. So that's good. Yeah, tell them that too.
Okay. One way that I think several people are doing their parties now and having some great success at it is kind of flipping it around. Instead of whenever your guests arrive, you're wrapping everybody. But have you ever been to a party where maybe somebody didn't wrap? Or a couple of people, they're like, I'm not real sure about this, what is it? And they want you to tell them everything up front before they even wrap. You know, this way is a little bit, kind of helps with that because you don't have to wrap anybody, really. When your guests come in, you immediately start with your party pad. All right? You go over everything just like we did the other way. And then at the end, you're going to say, okay, if you want to wrap today, they already know all about it. They know everything that it does. You've shown them before and afters. You've done everything. So if you want to wrap today, if you sign up as a loyal customer, then I will give you a wrap for $15. If you sign up as a distributor, then I'll give you a free wrap. But if you're not ready to commit, you just want to try one wrap today and be done with it, see how that works for you, that's okay. It's $25. And I have gotten some success with that as well. I just had a party last weekend and ended up selling 3 wraps and got 2 loyal customers, and we didn't wrap anybody. And I think the averages are about the same, whether I wrap them on the front end or whether I wrap them at the end.
Some will just take it home. They don't even wrap it all. They just take it
Yeah, they
home.
take it home and wrap themselves. So, go ahead.
If you have the 45 minutes, you know, if they want to sit there and wait, then what do you do?
I just send them on home.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing, what I'm seeing is that they want to take it home and do it themselves. But now if you find somebody that, well, I just really want you to wrap me, I would go ahead and wrap them and then send them home. And say, look, you can do this because this is an at-home treatment, y'all.
Yeah.
This is not, you know, rocket science. You can wrap yourself. And I think that was one of the hardest things for us to let go and let people wrap themselves for a while. But, you know, don't overcomplicate it. I'm seeing great results with that. You know, a lot
Well,
of
I
people-
mean, again, we're trying to promote that 1 is a sample. 4 is a full treatment. So don't put all the emphasis on that 1 wrap.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be promoting all the time that 4 is a full treatment. And so that's what you want to, you know, if you put all the emphasis on the 1 wrap, doing everything, and it doesn't, then you've just lost somebody.
Because
So-
we've had people lose 4 inches. I lost
Yeah.
4 inches with my first wrap. People will lose 4 inches and they're like, well, I still don't know about this. Let me think about it. Really? You just lost 4 inches? So I feel like with the credibility of our company, we've been around for going on 13 years now. We don't have to prove it anymore. Okay? It's just a matter of educating your people at the party and letting them know that you need more than 1 wrap, like Melody said, and that nothing's permanent. Do you go to get a facial one time and then never have to go get another facial? No, you want to probably keep getting facials, or you don't go and get 1 pedicure for your life and then never have to go get another one, right? Because, I mean, that's one question. You're going to come up with some things like people will be like, well, I have to keep doing this, right? Anything that you do with your body, you have to maintain. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of the questions. You'll get confident in it. As you do this, the more people you wrap, the more confident you're going to be. Does it work on 100% of people? No, probably not. But our averages are really good. 90 to 95% is amazing for any product to work on that high of a percentage. So be confident, be bold. I've had to work at this. Oh my gosh. I'm not a bold person, but I've learned and I've gotten my confidence up just by doing it and by wrapping people and making mistakes, mess up. It's okay. Have fun with it, and just do it. I mean, just get out there and wrap people. That's it.
Awesome.